Hello, BOCES team. Can you believe we're in March already? I don't know about you, but I'm ready for spring. And I'd like to thank everyone who helped with the recent open houses and the Odyssey of the Mind competition. I'd also like to thank everyone who helped set up for the County Executive's State of the County address. This was a great opportunity for us to showcase our facilities and programs. I am pleased to announce that we are making strides with our capital project, working closely with our architects to finalize the plans for new buildings and renovations. Thanks to your input, we're shaping spaces that will elevate our learning environments. The excitement is evident as we prepare for the groundbreaking of our building trades complex this fall. The larger building addition will give our students and staff in the Careers and Technical Education program more space to learn and grow. I'm here with Matt Sheehan, the Director for the Center for Career and Technical Excellence. I wanted to talk a little bit about the capital project. So the capital project is underway, or at least the plans are underway, and we are going to be expanding significantly. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what that means to our students?
So what it means for our students is more programming and better programming. So what we can do with this space is some of our programs have grown over the years and where we've added 2 teachers just doesn't have enough space, so we can expand those classrooms and give them enough space to maybe have more booths so every kid can have an opportunity and not have to share simply. The other thing we can do is we can add programming. So we'll have some programs that we currently don't have on site that will come because of this, and we'll be able to keep up with the times. As new jobs have occurred over the years, it's hard because we don't have the space, we'll be able to expand that. So right now we have about 1,400 students on average that attend CTE every day. When the project is done, we estimate that we'll probably have 1,700 students. So that's another 300 kids per year in the Southern Tier who will be able to have CTE as authentic and as real as we can make it here at Broome-Tioga BOCES.
So speaking about increasing students, last week we had, it felt like a gazillion 10th graders here. Tell me about what you think that will mean for CTE students next year.
You know what's interesting about you feeling like it was a gazillion? We felt the same way. It was 1,000 students from 10th grade in our regional component districts. But what's really interesting and a little known fact about it, this is the first group that had 5th grade summer camp. So we had kids who actually said, I was in this program over the summer when I was in 5th grade, telling the teachers they were excited to be back. So what it means for enrollment is we're gonna have the same thing we kind of had last year. We're gonna have some programs that fill up real fast and some programs that people might be their second choice. Through that day, they were able to see 3 different programs that they're interested in. So if you do pick one of the more popular programs that fills up on average and you don't get in right away, you'd have a second one and an idea of what you want. But the nice thing about it is we've gotten this down to almost like a science where the kids can truly see what they're doing. There's a lot more prep work from the districts. They're starting to say to them, what do you see yourself doing in this? Because it used to be a lot of students picked, my friend's in it, so I'm gonna go do it. But I really don't wanna work in heavy equipment. I just wanna be with my friends. That's great, but at the end of the day, in this new age, you can have a job right out of high school making pretty good money if you pick the right thing and you have a little passion for it. So I think the enrollment of the numbers and the people will be an amazing factor from that visitation.
So CTE is a 2-year program. New Visions, though, is a 1-year program. So talk to me a little bit about New Visions.
So New Visions, very much like the visitation night the other day, we had a ton of students for New Visions. We do that a little differently. We go out and market to the students. We go from component to component and talk about our programs. But our New Visions program has a cap of 84 students. So as many as we can get that fits in. And part of that cap comes from there's only so many placements in the community that we can get them their rotations. So right now we're super excited. Lots of districts, lots of kids. The applications are coming in as we speak. There's a process. Every New Visions kid, you'll see it soon up here in this site at the ISC. They'll be interviewing them here. And then they'll be selecting those 84 students. And some students at the end of the day go through the process and they go, you know what, I'm not gonna make that commitment the half day away from my district, or they find out that they have 2 more college classes that they really want that they don't take. But we'll end up with 14 kids per program, except for our health program that runs at 28 because we have 2 massive hospitals, so it's awesome. But it's an amazing experience, and what's different with New Visions than most programs is the rich environment of rotations. They are working in jobs and in places they would not be able to work if it wasn't for it. And they're getting that experience and they're rotating. So it's not like, hey, go work at LogoWise as a business academy student and you're just gonna love it and go work for them in the future. It's like, go work at LogoWise, come here and work in our HR department to see what that part's like. Because if you're gonna own a small business, you're gonna be in an HR matter someday, right? So all of those different places give them that opportunity that they decide what they really want to do. But there's nothing wrong finding out you don't want to be an engineer after doing a 1-year program. Much worse than 4 years of college to figure it out.
So it sounds like a lot of kids. Do we have wait lists?
We have wait lists in a lot of programs in CTE. We have 27 different unique programs in Career and Tech Ed. We probably last year had wait lists in 20 of them.
And how does that work? Like, how does the I get that question all the time. How does this wait list work?
Yeah, so we've recently in the last 2 years tried to do this as equitable and as fair as possible. It used to be first come, first serve for the wait list. And that's really contingent on an adult and not the kid. So what we did is we have an open period from March 1 until May-ish 1. We usually say the last school day in April. And then the first school day in May, we look at where we have a wait list, and then we do a lottery for that. We randomize the kids, and whoever gets in, and then we reach out and let them know where they are on the wait list and go from there. A lot of times our wait list starts more over the summer for the kids who make that late decision, and they want to really be in culinary, and they might have found out there's 50 other kids who picked that before them.
Why don't you talk to us a little bit about some unique facts about CTE that maybe we don't know?
All right, so unique facts about CTE. One that I love to tell people is, and I don't know how they get this fact, but I can get where I read it. The idea, if you take a CTE course, increases your chance of graduation by 85% more. So CTE students do really well in high school and graduation and getting to where they need to go. The other thing that I'd say is a unique fact, and we just learned this one, so I'm going to put it out there to everyone. We were in a presentation today. We heard from other people about their impact and the economic impact. So I'm going to talk about our economic impact in Broome-Tioga County. We have over 120 kids doing internships. They work for 15 hours a week. They make $14.50 an hour or more. The math of that says between January and June, 20 weeks, they will make over $500,000 between them all. That's $500,000 going into our economy. Let's be honest, high school kids spend the money right away. They're not a lot of high school kids saving for their retirement. So that's a really cool economic factor we didn't know our CTE program was really driving.
So I got one more question for you. How do our CTE students and our communities benefit each other?
So I think our CTE students benefit from our community partners constantly, and in terms of them offering them internships, offering mentorships, partner projects. But I think our communities get the same thing in the return. You can look around. If you drive by Greens Field, that entire softball complex was done through a CTE grant and our CTE students and their work, right? There's a couple of our local school districts that reach out and say, hey, can you help us with this project? Can you help us with that? We alone, there's new sidewalks working their way over there. That's our CTE students doing authentic learning. It's a great both ways. Those sidewalks right out in front of this building were CTE students last spring.
Well, thank you, Matt, for having this conversation with us about the capital project and CTE.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's such an exciting time to work at Broome-Tioga BOCES.
Agreed. If all goes as planned, we can have our hero students working out of the new building trades complex by the end of the year, and construction should start on the CTE addition in 2026, which will be here before you know it. Thank you to all for everything that you do at BOCES. Our team is truly building a future together.